everyone, it's Mama Tempest. I am so excited to share my 22-week update or 22-week bump date with you guys. It's my second time being pregnant and it is been not too bad actually, which is very exciting, but I am feeling huge, just so big in comparison to the first time around. I feel like my bump just grew out of nowhere in like 3 weeks, so I'm feeling pretty big, pretty big. So I had my anatomy scan actually at 19 weeks, so I have I know it's normally around 20 weeks, but I was able to get it in at 19 weeks, which was nice. So it's really cool to see my baby with their arms. I think always the fun part is that you can literally see the fibia and tibia bones in their body. It is, you know, the chambers of the heart. You can see absolutely everything on the anatomy scan. So it is so cool to see. So I was able to get that done, and now at 22 weeks, apparently the baby is the size of a papaya, which is also quite large. I didn't think it'd be this big, but I guess I am over halfway done. So it being a larger fruit makes me feel better about feeling so big. And I also read, I used the Ovia pregnancy milestone app, and on it said that the baby is now developing some facial features, which I'm really excited to see what she's gonna look like, because you know, I already have a kid and I just can't imagine that they're gonna look so different, but it's very possible. Genetics is so fun, so they could look very different from each other. So it's gonna be fun to see, but it's really cool to now know that she's developing facial features and apparently also developing a sense of touch, and it is really cool to see. Some of the symptoms that I'm having, I actually, I always like to say that my body likes being pregnant, despite the fact that my brain doesn't like being pregnant. I don't enjoy being pregnant, but my body reacts pretty well to it, which I'm very, very thankful for. My first trimester, besides a very huge increase in fatigue, I actually don't get very much nausea. I've never vomited from being pregnant, which is also surprising, because I just thought, you know, morning sickness, I thought everybody did, and for me, I get a little nauseous sometimes, some food aversion, but other than that, I actually don't have huge symptoms when it comes to at least the things that you normally think about. This first time, or the second time around now, I actually developed pelvic floor pain very early on. It happened in my third trimester last time, and this time it happened probably within like 10 weeks in my first trimester, where now it just kind of hurts to walk on the left side. I believe it's called pelvic girdle pain. I actually did some physical therapy for it, which was really helpful. It'd probably be even more helpful if I kept up with what they gave me to do. So if you guys want to see a video on that, please let me know, and I can do just some pelvic floor personal or some physical therapy that they gave to me to do, and I can share that with you guys on what I am supposed to be doing in order to strengthen my pelvic floor, in order to not have the pain as much. And honestly, it ends up being just a lot of different stretches and some hip workouts as well, which in turn strengthens my pelvic floor and my core. Some other symptoms, like I said, I was feeling really big, so my bump, which I will show you in a minute, has gotten larger than I assumed it would get at this point, and I now see my stretch marks, which I had. They're really light. My outfit, I can't really show you my actual bump with the stretch marks, but I do have stretch marks, and I can see them, which last time I made it through the whole time without noticing stretch marks, and then once my stomach got smaller after birth, I realized I have a lot of stretch marks, but they're just really light. This time around, I can see them, and I don't know if that's just the old ones or if they're new ones, but we'll see. I got this new belly serum that I'm waiting to be delivered, and I will do a video once I get that on how I like it, to see if that helps a little bit with the stretch marks. But other than that, I still like taking naps every day if I can get around to it, in order to help with the fatigue. But other than that, I don't really see a lot of different symptoms, because unfortunately, my body likes to be pregnant, and so it treats me pretty well while I'm pregnant. One of the biggest things that I had to look out for, I ended up having postpartum hypertension, which I had really good blood pressure the entire time. It was actually low, which is normal for me throughout the last pregnancy, and then this go around, since I had postpartum hypertension, which just means I had higher blood pressure after the fact, but it wasn't postpartum preeclampsia, wasn't to that level. I now have to be on aspirin in order to make sure that I don't develop preeclampsia during pregnancy. So far so good. My blood pressure is still relatively low, so hopefully it stays that way, because having high blood pressure scares me. The last time that I was pregnant, I did not, because I didn't grow as fast as I have grown this time, I didn't need maternity clothes that quickly. This time around, I couldn't fit into my clothes probably around 15 weeks, which was a surprise for me. Luckily, my neighbor just had a baby, and she gave me a bunch of her old maternity clothes, which was very helpful. And then I bought a couple of different outfits on Amazon, including the one I'm wearing, to help give my belly some space to breathe. I only like the ones that go over the bump. I don't like the ones that go under the bump. It feels weird to me. Or just dresses, which I gave birth in January, so I'm curious as to what I'm going to do in winter. But we will cross that bridge when I get to it. But for now, I don't have a bunch of maternity clothes, so I keep wearing the same things over and over again, but I do only wear maternity clothes at this stage. Emotionally, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I have a lot of support, which is super helpful. I have a very flexible job that doesn't stress me out, which is also helpful. And I have been able to continue therapy, which is a must for me. I enjoy talking to people and expressing myself, so I have that as well. And so emotionally, I just feel pretty excited. I'm excited to expand my family. I'm excited to see how my toddler reacts to having a little sister. I'm excited to see how my partner is when it comes to having 2 kids instead of 1. And I know the rest of my family is also really excited too. So it is just a really fun journey for me. And emotionally, I'm doing pretty good. So hopefully that keeps up, but I do think that being able to stay low stress helps out quite a lot with my emotions, because if I was stressed out all the time, which my last pregnancy, I had a job that was not stress-free, and that impacted me a lot in the end. So I'm glad that this time around, I have an environment at work that I can just be a little bit more stress-free. Okay, so I'm going to show you my bump now so you can see how big I am. So I feel like I didn't look like that, this size, until 3rd trimester last time. So hopefully I don't grow. I know my doctor told me that it is very normal to to grow faster the second time around. So hopefully that's the only reason I feel as large as I do. And hopefully I don't continue to grow so large. Hopefully it's just in the beginning I grew fast, and then I slow down a little bit until the third trimester, where I know the baby grows pretty quickly. And then other than that, I'm happy to share any more tips or thoughts about being 22 weeks pregnant. And then if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will be giving more updates when I have them, hopefully weekly or every other week for a bump date. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in.